My name is Brett Mandel, and I'm a candidate for City Controller. Thank you for joining me today. In recent weeks, we have learned that the Philadelphia Eagles believe that they had a secret deal to avoid paying the City of Philadelphia more than $8 million the team owes as part of the deal that kept the Eagles in Philadelphia. It is long past time we resolve this issue. I'm here today to tell you that as City Controller, I will ensure that the city is paid the money it is owed. The Philadelphia Eagles have owed the City of Philadelphia more than $8 million since 2001 as part of the deal to create luxury boxes at Veterans Stadium. The Eagles had threatened to move the team to Phoenix, and the city agreed to build new luxury boxes at city-owned Veterans Stadium to keep the team in town. The deal called for the team to receive all the revenues from renting those city-funded luxury boxes until 2001, when the team would finally share some of the revenues with the city. Of course, 2001 has come and gone, and the Eagles have never paid a dime of its obligation, conservatively estimated at $8 million. As part of the deal to build a new stadium for the Eagles, this Lincoln Financial Field, the city agreed to make an annual payment to the team of about $8 million for maintaining the facility. The city has dutifully made its payment each year, while the team continues to balk at making the payments it owes. When the city entered into the financial deal to build Lincoln Financial Field, I worked in the City Controller's office as Director of Financial and Policy Analysis. I performed the analysis that showed that this was a bad deal for taxpayers. This was a money loser. I refused to stand silent as city tax dollars were used to turn millionaire sports owners into billionaires. Despite my efforts, the city went ahead and committed millions of city tax dollars to the stadium finance deal. As an advocate for government reform, I highlighted the fact that the Philadelphia Eagles continue to owe the city $8 million, even as the stadium finance deal calls for the city to make the payments to the Eagles each year. Now, with the city budget in crisis, services threatened, and tax increases proposed, it's unconscionable that the Eagles continue to refuse to pay the money they owe. It's a disgrace that the city continues to honor our agreement to the Eagles while the team refuses to pay what it owes us and alleges that they had a secret deal to avoid payment. As City Controller, I will be charged with the responsibility to approve or disapprove all city payments, and I will never sign off on giving the Eagles another dime until they pay us what they owe. If elected City Controller, I will also perform all of the analysis necessary to inform the citizenry about all significant deals that commit public money, including the casino deal and the drop program. We're talking about our money. This is money that can be used to keep our pools open, hire additional police officers, or put computers in our children's classrooms. With folks struggling to make ends meet, the city needs a controller who will do the job. I will watch over the city budget as carefully as we watch over our own. Thank you for coming. I'm thrilled to answer any questions.
Yeah. How would you exactly get the Eagles to pay $1 million?
The city controller has to approve or disapprove every payment that the city makes. The city controller is obligated under law to stop any payments made to someone who owes tax dollars. Similarly, this is a contractual obligation that the Eagles have. If they're not making good on their contractual obligation, I can't pay them the money. I can't sign off on paying that. If they're not going to get the $8 million a year that we have committed to paying them to maintain Lincoln Financial Field, then I'm certain that they're going to come to the table and make good on what they owe.
And why do you think the current City Controller hasn't investigated this?
The City Controller has not done his job. The City Controller has refused to offer a formal opinion on the city budget and the city financial plan, the 5-year financial plan, to PICA, the state-appointed financial watchdog. Despite the fact that the charter compels the City Controller to audit every single department every single year, the City Controller is woefully behind on departmental audits and says he doesn't want to do these because they're a waste of time. Well, the Controller is not doing his job. I will do the job as City Controller.
Has the city budget continued to account for the $8 million that the Eagles were supposed to pay for?
Every single year, the city budget has counted on that $8 million. Every single year, we've pushed it out another year and another year and another year. As part of this fiscal crisis, when the mayor went around to citizens across the city and said, how would you help balance the budget? One of the items that they included on the items that we can use to generate more revenues is collect money from the Eagles. At every single forum across the city, collect money from the Eagles was one of the top items mentioned by the citizens across the city. Everybody in Philadelphia knows that they owe that money. Everybody in Philadelphia is counting on them to pay that money, so we don't have to close libraries, so we don't have to lay off police officers. Only the men in that building are holding back. Thank you so much for coming.